So today I'm going to show you how to use a CSV as your central data source within equals and how to build out up-to-date analyses using that CSV across your entire team. So let's dig in. The first thing that we're going to want to do is just connect our data source and make sure that we're pulling from the CSV. So here I'm going to connect to my CSV, but as you can see, I could also select from any other data source or database, anything like that. The next thing I'm going to do is look at the visual editor. I'm actually going to choose to work with the SQL editor in this case, so I'm going to switch over to that. No limit. I want to pull in all of the bike trips that have been taken in the month of January so far. I'll watch as that loads. And what we can see is that about 36,000 rows have been loaded in. Those are the bike trips that have been taken month to date in January. Right now we're halfway through the month. What I want to look at is the starting station and how many trips have been taken at each particular starting station. So I'm going to pull together a simple count if, look at that across each starting station, and then pull that down. And at the very bottom, put in a little sum to understand how that total number of trips looks like and make sure that it maps to the number of trips that we had in the original CSV. And it looks like it does. So the next thing that I want to do is, let's say that it's the end of the month and I want to pull in an updated view of the trips that have been taken that month. In this case, I'm going to pull in a CSV through the end of January and then save those changes. And here's the really magical thing. Because this is a data source, it will update wherever it's being referenced in equals. So in this case, if I want to update this SQL query that relies on this CSV, it will update with the most up-to-date information, but it also will for all of my teammates and any workbook and any teammate who is using this particular data source, which is pretty magical. I can see that that number, which used to be 36,000, is now 70,000. All of this looks up to date. And as I mentioned, I can share this with my workspace. I can share it with individuals, and anyone who has access to this CSV will be able to access the most up-to-date information. No more sharing CSVs over Slack or over email. With CSV as a data source, you can keep it all in equals and trust that everyone is working with the most up-to-date data that you have. Excited to see what you build.